Thank you for tuning in. I hope you like all the oral traditions and stories that I'm telling you guys about on the Begley family. Today's going to be the Begley family during the American Civil War. Quite a few little stories there. First one I remember, my great uncle Saul Begley telling me was that during the Civil War, when John Stuart Begley was off fighting for the Union, that Union soldiers raided their farm, and they stole all their food and didn't leave them with anything, which my great-grandfather remembered. And his name was Joab Hignite Begley, and I think he was born in, I haven't got my papers in front of me. I believe he was born 1855 or 1856. So he remembered the Union soldiers raiding their farm in Kentucky. And back then they used to bury, they had holes in the ground to store some stuff, and they would put hay over top of it. So they knocked all the hay over, took all their canned food, and took almost all their chickens and just cleaned them out, or they didn't hardly have any food at all. So here's John Stuart Begley fighting for the Union, and Union soldiers are stealing all of his food at his farm. So that was an interesting story. The other one that was passed down to me was that after the war, and I can't remember the names, it was Elijah, I believe Elijah was one of them. They went to Washington, D.C., him and his brother and some cousins that fought in the Civil War, and they marched in a parade. And after they were in the parade and disbanded officially in Washington, D.C. after the American Civil War, they were each given, I believe it was $5 or $6, they told me. And they walked all the way from Washington, D.C. back to the mountains of Kentucky. So that was another real interesting tidbit, that was passed down. And yeah, it's just, there's some other things that are kind of, the other things were like the family split. Joab was in Perry County, and they split after the Civil War. There was hard feelings between the family because some of the Begleys fought for the Confederacy and some of them fought for the Union. So the pro-Unionists, from what I was told, they went to Jackson County, Kentucky, where they moved, and Joab sold his land there. He had like 1,500 acres in Perry County, and he reserved the mineral rights. They're still in our family today, split through a bunch of our heirs, bunch of his heirs. There's a bunch of us too. So, but they did reconcile because of that, because some people were digging in on the property. They owned the property, but they weren't allowed to dig on the mineral rights there, the coal, and they did contact us after that and let us know what was going on. But yeah, it was just a few little stories I thought I'd pass on the American Civil War. I will dig into it a little more about John Stuart and the American Civil War when I get up to his part in the genealogy. And thank you for tuning in. And once again, I'm going to dig in some documents and try to give you guys the sources. These are just quick little videos on the oral stories and oral traditions that were passed down to me. So if you want to support me, like I said, I have a lot of documents I'm trying to get translated out of Latin and things that are about $200 a document. So I got my PayPal linked if you want to help support in this research. And look out for me. I'm going to be on here probably within the next couple weeks by Family Tree Nuts. I did a video with them on Thomas Baguley Jr. and the first cattle war. So check that out too. And thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed day.